Today's video is about healing self-hatred. If we came from a dysfunctional or abusive upbringing, we absolutely learned how to hate ourselves. The way we were treated came from people who hated themselves too, and they didn't know how to be loving. They didn't know how to be different, and they passed down all this pain and all these wounds and all of this self-hatred onto us. And then we learned how to then take it out on ourselves. We learned that we were damaged goods. We learned that we weren't lovable, that we were broken, and that we had to fix ourselves in order to get love. And as we're healing, we have to at some point address this notion of self-hatred. Why on earth would you go through life accepting disrespect, accepting someone who abuses you, accepting not being able to set boundaries because it threatens the other person and they don't like it when you set a boundary? Why would you accept being small? And the reason why we accept all those things is because that's how we were treated, and we don't know any differently. So if we want to move past hating ourselves, we have to learn to be loving to ourselves. We have to learn how to do the opposite, the exact opposite of everything we were taught. And you may think, how will I ever do that? That seems like a colossal task. But we can start one day at a time, one piece at a time, and it can be done. We can learn to love ourselves and to treat ourselves well and to know how valuable we are. Let's tap about this. Let's let the feelings come to the surface. Let's acknowledge that wounded inner child within us that never got that love and give it to ourselves now. Okay, so tap along with me, tap where I tap, repeat what I say or change it if anything I say doesn't fit your situation. Tapping on the side of the hand. Even though I learned to hate myself, I choose to begin to love myself. Even though I don't know what it means to be loving to myself, and I have no idea how to start, I choose to deeply and completely start the process anyway. Tapping through the points. I didn't get the love and support I needed growing up. No one was there for me. No one protected me. I was abandoned over and over again. I was always put down and criticized. I tried so hard to please my parents, to prove to them who I was and that I was good. But they only would find fault in me. So I would just try harder and harder to be who they wanted me to be. I got so used to the criticism. I got so used to the abandonment. So I started to criticize myself. I internalized what I was taught. I didn't know any different as a child. I thought there must be something I had done to deserve this. I must be bad. There must be something wrong with me, right? Because if I was okay, then they wouldn't treat me the way they were treating me. My child self didn't know any differently. So this is the lesson that I have taken into my adult life. I still find myself trying to please my parents, trying to please everyone around me. Deep down, I feel like I'm not enough. Deep down, I feel like I have to fix myself. And I'm often so afraid to make people angry with me. I may try to set a boundary with them, and then they blow up and invalidate me. They escalate and criticize the heck out of me. And then I take it out on myself. I go back on my boundary and tell myself I was just overreacting. And that I was just being stupid. How dare I try to assert a boundary? And this situation mirrors what I learned growing up. It mirrors that I wasn't allowed to have autonomy. It wasn't okay to command respect. And that I had to be so concerned with other people's happiness. It was my job to make people happy. Even if it meant becoming a doormat. I'm so used to pain and struggle. That's all I've ever known. I'm so used to being punitive to myself. Because many people punished me. So now I have that little version in my head. I have the voice of my parents in my head. And even though they're not around, I do to myself what they did to me. All this pain I'm carrying. I'm so tired of the pain. What I saw growing up is just one perspective. There are many other ways to look at things. There are many other ways to look at myself and the world. And I'm going to consider and adopt a new perspective. Starting with myself. I am going to give my inner child all the love she never received. And that means I stop punishing myself. I catch myself in the act of doing it and I stop. That means I let go of the self-criticism. I don't have to be perfect to get love. It's okay to be who I really am. I deserve to breathe and I deserve to live. I deserve to show who I am. It is safe to do that now. It is safe to let go of the pain from my upbringing. I have value I haven't gotten in touch with yet. And I am connecting to that now. I am so valuable just by being who I am. I let go of the shame messages I learned. I don't need fixing. I just need to love myself. I just need to give my inner child lots of love. I tell her I will never abandon her. I will never treat her unkindly. I will never punish her for not being perfect. And I tell her that it is safe for her to speak her mind and to express who she really is. I create this safety within myself. The support and safety come from me first. And I am connecting to that now. There is so much love within me. And I'm going to commit to myself right now. The cycle of abuse stops with me. It stops right now. I'm not going to waste any more time replaying all the hurtful things I learned growing up. I came here to thrive, not to suffer and struggle. So I'm turning all of those messages around. And I commit to loving myself like crazy. I deserve that. I am so deserving of that love. And I am so concerned with what I think of myself. And if I approve of myself. And I'm putting myself first for once. And I'm understanding just how valuable I am. Just how lovable I am. Just by being me. I love myself completely and entirely. Take a deep breath, inhale, and exhale. Give yourself a great big hug. Thank you for showing up and doing this powerful tapping, and keep moving forward with your healing. Take good care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video.